During that sham trial, Pontius Pilate afforded more rights to Jesus than the Democrats have afforded this president in this process.
A fiery debate as we wait for the formal vote to impeach the President of the United States.
Fans, former coaches, and players are honoring legendary Hawkeye football coach Hayden Fry. We're live at Kinnick Stadium with team coverage of the memorials.
New video shows distracted driving, a crash on I-380, and what drivers did before and after.
You're watching KCRG TV 9, now from your 24-hour news source. This is KCRG TV 9 News at 5.
We want to alert you to something that's happening right now, a crash that had shut down I-380 north tonight. This is a look at traffic camera footage. This is going on as we're speaking. The scene just south of Highway 30 on Interstate 380. Traffic is moving, but just barely again. Police were able to clear that crash from part of the interstate. 380 north is still backed up for several miles, and this is just south of Cedar Rapids. Our top story tonight, a memorial is growing at the statue of legendary Hawkeye football coach Hayden Fry in Coralville. Here is a live look at that tribute. Fry died yesterday at the age of 90. KCRG TV 9's Bruce Owney is covering reaction. We will be checking in with him in just a bit. But we start with in U.S. history. This is a live look at the House debating whether to impeach the President of the United States. If the House does this, which it is likely to do, it will be only the third time in our country's history. The debate today has been fiery and filled with partisan attacks. A vote to impeach Donald Trump would set up a trial in the Republican-controlled Senate. The vote is the culmination of 2 months of investigations, more than 80 hours of hearings, and the testimony from 16 witnesses. ABC's Serena Marshall details the anger with the process that boiled over in today's debate.
Nays are ordered. Members will record their vote by electronic
Even before the
device.
debate began, Republicans trying to shut it down.
Madam Speaker, so we can stop wasting America's time on impeachment, I move that the House do now adjourn.
But the impeachment of President Trump by the House of Representatives, a foregone conclusion.
As Speaker of the House, I solemnly and sadly open the debate. Today we are here to defend democracy for the people. May God bless America.
Gentlelady is back.
President Trump accused by the Democratic House majority of abusing the power of his office for personal gain when he pressured the leader of Ukraine to investigate his political opponents, and obstructing Congress after he blocked documents and witnesses with direct knowledge of what occurred from being provided to the House committees.
President Trump placed his private political interests above our national security, above our elections, and above our system of checks and balances.
Republicans maintain this is all politics and an effort to undo the results of the 2016 election.
They can't actually pin anything of factual basis on him. The president did nothing wrong in this issue.
Each side getting 3 hours total to make their final arguments on a historic day, a vote taken only twice before in American history.
This is a moment that you will read about in your history books.
You have to remember that 95 of the Democrats on this floor today voted to impeach Donald Trump before the July 25th phone call ever happened.
He also bragged that he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it. Well, he's shooting holes in our Constitution on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Down Pennsylvania Avenue, President Trump continued an attack on his impeachment via tweet, writing as the debate began, "Such atrocious lies by the radical left do nothing Democrats. This is an assault on America and an assault on the Republican Party." President Trump is expected to continue his defense at a rally in Michigan later tonight. He'll be taking to that stage around the same time the House will be holding their vote on impeachment. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Here again is a live look inside the U.S. House at that ongoing debate. ABC World News will have in-depth coverage and reaction to the debate immediately following this newscast. Voting is expected to begin after 6 o'clock Iowa time tonight. ABC News will be taking you there live once that vote begins. Well, Iowans and football fans nationwide are remembering former Hawkeye football coach Hayden Fry. The 90-year-old, as we've mentioned, died yesterday after a lengthy battle with cancer. TV9's Bruce Downey is live at Kinnick Stadium with the honors and memorials taking shape tonight. Bruce.
So many cheers through the years here at Kinnick Stadium, but tonight it's silent, and that's really fitting when we think back at the legacy of legendary coach Hayden Fry, who died last night at the age of 90. Hayden Fry, one of the most important figures in University of Iowa athletics history and really in college football in its entirety. He ranks 17th overall as the winningest coaches in Division I football. He was instrumental in creating that famous Tiger Hawk logo that we see at Hawkeye football games. And his charisma made him an influence on the entire state, especially through programs that he initiated like America Needs Farmers. After the word of his death last night, a memorial quickly formed at the statue of Hayden Fry outside Coralville's Iowa River Landing. That memorial grew today. It's just one of several tributes and memorials people are sharing across the state. Today, the Kinnick Stadium scoreboards lit up in Hayden Fry's honor with a picture of the coach with his famous sunglasses and mustache. Governor Reynolds today also ordered flags across the state to fly at half-staff in Hayden Fry's honor. Hayden Fry was 50 years old when he took over at Iowa back in 1979. He started changing a program that had not had a winning season for 2 decades. His 20 years at Iowa led to 3 Big Ten titles and 3 Rose Bowl games. Iowa's current football coach, Kirk Ferentz, served as an assistant under Hayden Fry and replaced him in 1999. Today, Ferentz talked about Fry's passing, calling him a tremendous mentor and friend.
Can't say enough about the role that he played in my life and my family's life. And again, I think I speak for so many people that coached for him, played for him, So, the real story is Coach Fry. He's just a really impressive person.
And TV9 Sports Director Scott Sable is here at Kinnick Stadium today with a close friend of Hayden Fry's.
Yeah, former Iowa Sports Information Director Phil Hattie joining me now. And Phil, you knew Hayden as well as anybody. What was he like to be around on a daily basis?
Well, to be honest with you, he was a joy. Just like people, Hayden was exactly what people saw. He loved to bring the levity in things. He was the last of what I'd call the full basis coach. He sold tickets, he coached, he went out on speaking tours. He did it all for the program, just like you had to do in the old days, and probably the last of a breed. And what a tremendous man he was, because he came to a place that was considered one of the definite graveyards of coaching, and he brought it back. He knew he could do it. You could see the confidence in him from the beginning, and what a job he did and what a legacy he leaves. And you look around here at the stadium, you look at the hospital and everything, he had a big part in all of this.
Got a favorite Hayden story?
Well, Hayden Fry, I guess you have to go back to the 1981 season when we beat Michigan State in the final game, and Ohio State, I think, won theirs in an upset. Hayden Fry was running to the stands because there were no cell phones or anything back then. He kept asking this fan, what's the score on the Ohio State game? Because if Ohio State wins and we win, we go to the Rose Bowl instead of the Liberty Bowl, which everybody expected us to do at that time. And what a joy it was. We came into the fourth quarter, we had a big lead. All of a sudden, the university president is on the roof of the Iowa press box throwing roses off the roof. And there really wasn't many dry eyes in Kinnick Stadium that day.
All right, great story. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by in a difficult time. Bruce?
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Scott. And KCRG TV9 is going to be celebrating the legacy of Hayden Fry with some special Hawkeye classics on KCRG 9.2. Tonight at 7:30, you can see Fry's first ever Big Ten win as we replay Iowa's game against Illinois from 1979. And at 9:30 a.m. this Saturday, we'll show you Hayden Fry's last win at Iowa. That was October 1998. Stay with us here on TV9. We'll be right back.
Newly newly released dashcam video gives us a closer look at yesterday's crash on Interstate 380 that injured a police officer. KCRG TV9's Taylor Holt has that video and shares what an Iowa State Patrol trooper says drivers should have done in that situation. Taylor?
Iowa State Patrol Trooper Bob Conrad says, unfortunately, incidents like these are too common. In this instance, 3 drivers will be cited for failure to move over. Conrad says there are several mistakes drivers made that could have been avoided.
How far is the injury?
Well, the interstate's blocked. They're crashing all over the place now.
This dash cam video is from inside that officer's car that was hit. The officer and a DOT worker were helping a stalled motorist. Here you can see the impact the moment one vehicle hits the officer's car. That vehicle was slowing down to get by the scene when it was rear-ended, causing it to slam into the squad car. The other car moved into traffic and was T-boned. Shortly after that, you can see other cars trying to maneuver around the crash. Another look at the crash from the highway helper vehicle shows the first car braking again as the other rear-ends it, causing it to smash into the squad car, and the other goes into traffic.
In a situation where you're on the roadway, you just need to have your head up. You need to be paying attention, looking down the road. And I know everybody thinks they do, but when something like that happens and there's cars bumper to bumper during rush hour traffic, things happen fast and you have to be able to react fast.
Aside from following the move over law, which requires motorists to change lanes to give safe clearance to emergency vehicles, he says following distance is important and not getting too close to the car in front of you. As far as the other cars trying to maneuver around that situation, he says as long as you are not a part of the crash or a witness and you can move through safely, you can proceed to do so. In the studio, Taylor Holt, KCRG TV9 News.
Today, the Iowa Court of Appeals overturned the murder conviction of Fonte Bilo. A judge sentenced him to 50 years in prison in April of 2018 after a jury found him guilty of second-degree murder. Throughout the case, Bilo maintained he was innocent in the stabbing death of his girlfriend. He claimed Samantha Link killed herself in March of 2017 in Dubuque. The appeals court, though, ruled his past mental health, or rather Link's past mental health, was not taken into account in his trial. And if it had been, it would have been helpful to the state. We'll tell you what Link's sister had to say about all this on the KCRG TV9 News at 6. We'll be right back.
Again tonight, we are continuing TV9's coverage that's celebrating the life of former Iowa Hawkeye football coach Hayden Fry. Coach Fry died last night at the age of 90. We're here inside Kinnick Stadium tonight, where the site of so many of Hayden Fry's 143 wins as the coach of the Hawkeyes. But tonight, many people are remembering Coach Fry not necessarily for his football exploits, but also for the contributions he made off the field that rippled all the way through the state. KCRG TV9's Aaron Scheinblum is live in Coralville tonight. And Aaron, you spoke to a number of people who really have fond memories of this Hall of Fame coach, don't they?
Bruce, in the short time that we've been out here, we've seen a number of people drop off flowers and leave letters for Coach Fry. But I spoke to a farmer earlier here in Johnson County who said that it might have been the off-the-field impact that made Coach Fry so great. Now, obviously, he's very well known for 3 letters, A-N-F. That was his push, led by the coach, to highlight the importance of farmers, especially during the farm crisis in the mid-1980s. Now, that Johnson County farmer I spoke to today said the impact of a yellow circle and 3 letters brought hope and a strong sense of pride to farmers across the state.
The fact that he took that initiative to put the A&F symbol on the helmets of the team was just major. It just gave us validation that, you know, we're not alone out here struggling ourselves. And I say that collectively, you know, some dealt worse than others, but in general, all farmers are really dealing with tough times.
Now, Dane said what Fry did for farmers was so significant, he was part of the group that asked for Coach Fry to become an honorary member of the state's Farm Bureau. Now, he also said that when Coach Fry arrived in Iowa City, he noticed that culture simply changed, but it was more than the product that they were putting on the football field. Now, we'll have more related to Coach Fry in the KCRG TV9 News at 6. For now, Bruce, we'll send it back to you in Iowa City.
Thank you, Aaron. KCRG TV9 will be honoring Hayden Fry's legacy with a half-hour special coming up this Friday night. We'll be looking back at Fry's career, his impact on Iowa Hawkeye athletics, and on the entire state. So don't miss the TV9 News special Remembering Hayden Fry right after the 10 p.m. news Friday night. Beth, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Bruce. Two organizations are investing millions of dollars into the Chaplain Schmidt Island in Dubuque in the next few years. The Q Casino and Dubuque Racing Association are funding a major hotel expansion and Veterans Memorial. KCRG TV9's Allison Wong joins us live from Dubuque to explain how these plans will transform the island. Allison?
The Dubuque Racing Association wants to make this a destination for Dubuque. It hopes the expansion of the Hilton Garden Inn will bring people down here to stay here, visit the casino and restaurants, and the Veterans Memorial. Now, Kevin Lynch, DRA Vice Chair, says crews will build a new hotel structure that will go right between the casino and current hotel. It'll be 6 stories tall, have luxurious rooms and event space. The existing hotel will also be renovated. The casino has $22 million budgeted for this, and construction should be completed by spring of 2021. Lynch says his task force hopes to build on this investment.
We're kind of keeping the ball rolling, so really, in the next few months, you're going to see things really start popping down here on Schmidt Island.
Meanwhile, the Dubuque City Council just gave the go-ahead to initiate bidding on the DRA's memorial project. It will enhance the current Veterans Memorial with a pathway to a pond, extra seating, and a tribute to Chaplain Schmidt. Now, the new wing of the hotel will also include a rooftop restaurant and lounge and large event space on the first floor. And Lynch says they hope that will bring a lot of people to this area as well. Live in Dubuque, Allison Wong, KCRG TV9 News.
Now, your first alert forecast from meteorologist Justin Gertz.
We could see some areas of fog in your first alert, so that's something we're going to be highlighting. That'll be coming up late tonight and early tomorrow. Patchy at most should not be a significant issue for us. In our pinpoint futurecast, we do see that mostly clear sky across the area with those winds coming up out of the south. That'll be helping to produce, again, the potential for some patchy fog. There's a south wind coming over that snowpack to the south. That'll increase some of the moisture. I don't foresee anything terribly widespread from this. We'll see a generally partly cloudy sky throughout the day on Thursday as that south wind is with us about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Not a big deal. Temperatures falling down to the mid-teens to around 20 degrees. This is about as cold as we're going to be tonight. We'll be leveling off and rising some during the night with a mostly clear sky and patchy fog. 16 Elkader and Marquette, 17 tonight in Cascade, Waterloo 19, also 19 Independence, 16 in Fayette. We're down to about 18 in Cedar Rapids, 19 Vinton. Moving off to our south zone, about 20 or so under a mostly clear sky with some patchy fog. Tomorrow, any of that would be lifting early. We'll see high temperatures in the upper 30s to around 40, and that warmth does continue for the coming days. 41 degrees on Friday, 45 on Saturday, 49 Sunday into Monday. Stay with us on TV9. We'll be back right after this.
Tonight we're providing special coverage as we remember the life and legacy of Hayden Fry. Let's rejoin Bruce and Scott at Kinnick.
Thank you, Beth. And as we know, Hayden Fry passed away last night at the age of 90. It's been 20 years since he was head coach here at Iowa, but boy, Scott affected so many people.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've gotten a lot of texts and emails over the past couple from yesterday and last night where folks said they went home and read this book, Hayden Fry, A High Porch Picnic. If you haven't read it, you might want to. It's a great story. It chronicles his life starting at Odessa High School, where he led Odessa High to the state championship. This is a prized possession for me. Hayden signed this book. He wrote, "To Scott, you may be the wildest sportsman on TV, to the real golden klutz. Thanks for everything, Hayden Fry." Pretty special. I'll cherish this book forever.
Forever. And I bet you he has the angels dancing the hokey pokey in heaven right now.
He does. And what's amazing, it's so peaceful here tonight, and how fitting, rest in peace, Hayden Fry.
Thanks for joining us at 5. We'll be back tonight at 6.